Good morning to each and everyone. Yes, that's right. Duke Landry. I'm still alive, still here, still, yeah, still kicking. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've actually done a video, done something, done anything really. But uh, work has been pretty overwhelming. And then again, I've been hanging out a lot on G Mango's channel. And there are some things you can go over there and you can do, and there are some things you can't do. Hi, Sandy. How are you, dear? It's very nice to see you. What have you been up to? But there's a few things that I wanted to get out that I really couldn't over with G. So I figured I'd come over here on my own little deal here, and I would go ahead and expose some things that most people generally aren't aware of. And then after that, well, that's good. That's real good. And I figured there was a couple things I wanted to come out with. There was something I wanted to show you about the time traveler from 2027. And I figured out, I found his mistake. And so, since I found his mistake, I wanted to show it to you. And then again, I wanted to show you just a little clip here of Robert the Haunted Doll and let you in on exactly, if you're watching this or if you're rewatching this or if you just come on and go, well, who's this Duke of YouTube deal? And actually come through and actually took a look at it. So I got a couple of things here. This won't be a long one today, but I felt that I should come on and actually uh, do something so you know that the channel is alive and well. And as you can tell, my allergies are terrible, but it's been raining. And we had one hell of a thunderstorm tonight. Started in the afternoon and stayed raining till about an hour and a half ago. And so my nose is just absolutely just itchy and insane. But if you want to see this one, this is something that you're always going to, because every once in a while, I know it's like people tell you, well, like the title says, Big Brother is watching you. Or you always feel like somebody's watching me, like that song said. Well, I just want to show you who that Big Brother really is. So we've got a little clip there to show you. And then I know we've often talked about haunted dolls and what exactly is a haunted doll. And are there really haunted dolls out there? And oh, yes, there are. Oh, yeah. But probably the most haunted doll of all is Robert. And Robert is the doll. And I know I've told you the story before about Robert the Haunted Doll and how he's on display in Florida, or as they call him here, Florida. So down in Florida, uh, Robert the Doll, and they've made movies based on Robert the Doll. And Robert the Doll is a very special doll, but at the same time, he's definitely haunted. And so there are things you do around Robert the Doll, and there are things that you don't do around Robert the Doll. And the first thing is, you have to treat this doll like a human being in a lot of ways. When you go up to see Robert the Doll, the first thing you do is greet him, say, "Hello, Robert. I hope you're okay. Hey, Robert, would you mind if I stand next to you and we take a picture together?" And you're going, dude, it's a doll. It's cloth. It's stuffed stuff. Okay. And with buttons sewn on it and all this kind of stuff. Dude, why would you do that? And the reason you would do that is because um, if you don't, uh, bad things can happen. Bad things have happened to people who have not treated Robert like a human being and like an adult. And it's so much to the point that one of the stories I know I've told you is the guy went up there and said, "Oh, that's just a freaking doll." He says, "Take my picture next to this stupid thing. This ain't haunted." And so, of course, his friends did. And he was laughing and calling Robert, uh, a bag of cloth and all this other types of stuff. And after they left the area where Robert was displayed, they were out in the parking lot, and this guy was laughing and being very boisterous on oh, it's just a stupid doll. Oh, it's just a stupid doll. And 2 blocks after he got down the road, the guy had a car wreck, a horrible, horrible car wreck, to the point that he was in the hospital for like 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I mean, he probably racked up about a $500,000 hospital bill. So he gets out. He gets in a taxi or whatever it was, an Uber Goober or whatever they call them now, and started to go home and got in another wreck a mile from the hospital. Went back to the hospital and spent an additional 2 weeks after he just healed up in this hospital. And finally, he calls up one of his friends and said, "Hey, man, can you take me home?" His friend said, "Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good." So, hey, J-Lo. So he and his friend got in the car and went back to his house. He went back to his house, and his house was on fire. His entire house burned to the ground. And what could he do? There was nothing he could do. Now, when you go to the hospital for a car wreck, it's not like you're ready to step out of the hospital and go play 18 rounds of golf. That's not it. 18 holes of golf. That's it. It just means that you're well enough to live. You're well enough to be on your own. Hey, Patty, what's going on? It's good to see you. Very good to see you, in fact. I haven't seen you in a little while. And it just means you can exist on your own without needing additional medical help. So after he gets out and he gets in the other wreck, and then he comes home and his house is burned down to the ground. Wolverina. Oh my goodness, Wolverina. We haven't seen you in months. How are you doing? Let me see here now. Here's my clock here. It is. So it's what, 4:20 in Australia right now? 4:20 in the afternoon, in the evening. Wow. And his house burned to the ground. The guy had no vehicle, no house, and he just spent 5 weeks in a hospital. So he tells his friend, he says, "Take me back." His friend's like, "What?" He said, "Take me back." He says, "I got to do something, man. I got to do something. This is the worst, the worst 6 weeks of luck I've ever had." So his friend drives him all the way back to where Robert is still in the box. He drives him back, and he goes in there, and he begs for um, forgiveness. And he goes back and he says, "Oh, Robert, please, please, Robert, please." He says, "I'm so sorry for everything I did, for not asking you." And he just runs down the list of everything he said and what he did. And never had another more problem after that. What's up, Nicole? Hey, how are you? It's good to see all of you. And so this is just a little clip that I have here, and it shows you how important it is. I don't know. She shouldn't have been hidden. I'm not actually looking at it because right now I only have one of 3 monitors hooked up here. Let me go over here. Because if J-Love was hidden, you can unhide her. Please, I would appreciate that, because J-Lo's my friend, like you all are. There we go. And y'all have to forgive me. Have to forgive me. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Nicole. But when it rains here, my allergies go ballistic. But anyway, what I want to start with here, and it's just a little clip. It's not too long. It may be a little long. If it is, you just let me know, and I can stop it. But it's really interesting information that you want to know, because okay, Wolverina. Well, thank you. Thanks, Wolverina. Yeah, please do. Please do. We were talking about it the other day, and wondering how you were doing. I'm good. I'm just using. Okay. Well, I believe you. Yes, I do believe you. She is hating. Well, Nicole, we can get to that. We can get to that. We'll talk about that. I just hope that you're okay and everything's good with you. That's my main thing. That's a lot of people's main thing, is that we're just all just hope that you're okay and that you stay okay. But anyway, so let me go ahead and show you this here. Now, Sandy, this should be interesting to you, because this is something I didn't know. I didn't know who Big Brother was. And so this is going to be... No, Wolverina, it's allergies. It's allergies because we had a horrendous thunderstorm. It rained 3.5 inches here in about 6 hours. That's what it is. So let's go here. Let me just show you. Because this should bring up a lot of interesting stuff. That's all I can call it, is interesting stuff.
Justice Department. It's grown since its creation in 2008, from a small unit to a 400-employee, $150 million a year organization that employs hundreds of private contractors. Initially conceived to pursue foreign terrorists, the agency currently has a massive data gathering system that collects data from the day-to-day activities of American citizens. The NSAC originated from the FBI's Foreign Terrorist Tracking Task Force, established 1 month after 9/11 to seek potential terrorist threats. However, with the rise in threats originating from within America during the last decade, the NSAC's focal point broadened by 2008. The agency now focused its attention on the American population. The NSAC works as a search engine that picks up data from several sources while performing pattern and link analysis cross-referencing. In the mid-2000s, the FBI located a suspected al-Qaeda operative hiding in Houston through the National Security Analysis Center. The agency also helped when the FBI received intel that a Pakistani hate group was operating as taxi drivers in Philadelphia. The Bureau was able to identify them by running massive background checks. Today, the NSAC has access to 130 databases and data sets. This information comprises over 2 billion records, half of which are not available to any other government branch. In fact, the NSAC is the only organization within the American government with the authority to thoroughly investigate the everyday activities of Americans and foreigners alike. From its headquarters in Arlington, Virginia, the NSAC can access the entirety of U.S. government databases. It also has access to plenty of commercial and law enforcement data, such as international travel records, bank and casino transactions, 500,000 names of potential terrorists, and nearly 200 million records transferred from private data brokers. The NSAC keeps files on millions of U.S. citizens. You'll be on that list if you've ever received a phone call from within a federal prison, changed your address with the Postal Service, rented a car, used a corporate credit card, or obtained legal identification from a private company. Both the American Civil Liberties Union and the Electronic Frontier Foundation have conducted private investigations and obtained documents that prove the existence of these data collection efforts. The investigations portray the National Security Analysis Center as a massive and overlooked government intelligence entity with a dubious invasion of privacy agenda that goes far beyond catching foreign terrorists. Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court.
So as you can see here, the National Security Analysis Center watches everything a lot of people do. So if you wonder who Big Brother is, that's Big Brother. And the strange thing is, they're able to gather information that the FBI can't. They're able to gather information that your local and state law enforcement agencies can't get. And like it said here, if you've ever done any one of those things, then they're watching you. They're tracking you. They're able to see everything that you do. If you go and gamble at a casino in Vegas, they know what you're doing, how much money you're getting, even to the point how much money you're betting and what you're actually winning. And then they can say, well, if you, like most of us, lose money, some of us lose lots of money. They can actually see and do that. So they always know where you're at, what you're doing, what you're making, what you're losing. Monty, I don't know if they know that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I know, like I said, when I went for my background analysis from a CIA guy, strange, huh? CIA, but it did inquire how many rolls of toilet paper we had. And he was serious. He wanted to know. Hey, Sapphire Blue. Let's see. Is this the same thing that the guy... to a degree, yes. Yes, to a degree it is. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just so again, it does keep everybody on an even playing field. Yes, I think that's an excellent idea. J Love, can you type in the chat, please? There we go. Yes, the reward tags do. Yeah, they do track everything that you buy, and it goes into a database that they have got their eyes on. So yeah, they can tell everything that you buy. Since we're going to an entire word of digital, or an entire digital age here, uh, you know, I mean, I never thought there would be a day when I could go down here, sit at my gaming computer, go to let's see who, Walmart, or any grocery store, and literally do my grocery shopping sitting sitting in some shorts with no shoes on. And do my grocery shopping. Dan is a stalker. I hate liar. Yeah, so do I. I don't like anybody who lies. Yeah, you're right, Nicole. Nobody can tell you what to do with your money, and you can super chat to anybody you want to. I agree. I agree, Nicole. Completely agree. You do whatever you want with your money. And Manchi, what have you been up to, man? Where you been hanging out at? But the thing that gets me about it is who's watching them watching us. And that's the thing that he said at the first that really bothered me is he was talking about this. Let's see, what exactly did he say here?
However, with the rise in threats originating from within America during the last decade, the NSAC's focal point broadened by 2008. The agency now focused its attention on the American population. The NSAC works as a search engine that picks up data from several sources.
NSC.
Pattern and link analysis cross-referencing.
Not NSA, NSC.
In the mid-2000s, the FBI located a suspected Al-Qaeda operative hiding in Houston through the National Security Analysis.
So there's nobody overseeing them. So they're often overlooked. Yeah, that's what he said. Often overlooked. You're turning a Myrtle Bowl right now? Go cool. Working in the shop. That's very cool. Very cool, man. It takes a lot of talent to be able to do what you do, man. It really does. Yeah, Dark 5. Hey, Linfaz. But that's the whole thing. If you ever wonder who's watching you, like that little strip on any bill over $10, it's got that little digital strip now. Oh, excuse me. Had to sneeze as usual. It rained. That little digital strip that you have in your all your dollar bills now, if you still carry dollar bills, because as far as I know, there's a whole, at least I know in my life, I don't carry cash anymore. I carry plastic. Oh, come on, Monchi, man. It takes more than patience. Yeah, it does take a lot of patience, especially when you're getting ready to. No, not Linfast. No, not Corona. It's called allergies. Munchie, I don't know how you do it, man, but we would have to take wood, cut it to a specific size, and then glue it all together, and then tighten it all up. Get it to stick together. And then once we'd spent 3 or 4 days having it held down and hopefully glued together, then it was to go in and then hook it up to the machine, and then start using the tools to wear it down. So yeah, man, that takes a lot of patience, but it takes more than that, because I mean, one slip of the grinder, and your bowl becomes a cup, or even worse, you have to start all over again. Yeah. See, Wolverina knows. I always get allergies. And it could be the season of change. It could be. Just like for us here in the States, we're changing into the summer. Where in Australia, they're going into the winter. Just like in Australia, it's it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and here it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So you really like pulling out the grain and making it pop. Yeah, it's just awesome. I mean, it's not something that I can do. I haven't done it in a long time, since woodworking in high school. So I think it's really cool. It's something I admire about you a lot. But so this is who the NSC, not the National Security Alliance, the National Security Center. It's already bloody cold here. It's 4:40 here. Yeah. Well, and the amazing thing is, up on the East Coast right now, it's still cold. People are still wearing hoodies. We're down here, it's been so hot that, I mean, it's been up in the 90s already. I'm just waiting until August, because in August, me and the missus are supposed to be going and doing something really cool. And I keep thinking about, man, in August, it's 100, and it can be anywhere from 100 to 115 degrees outside. Do we really want to go hang out at the beach at 115 degrees, or does that mean we just get locked up in a hotel room somewhere? Locked up in a house in a different spot. It's kind of like, I'm just kind of thinking about that there. It's like, I don't know. By the way, if you want to come up, go ahead and come up. But it's amazing that this secret government, branch with over 400 employees, and nobody's watching them. They could be doing anything. I'm serious, anything to people. Not that they would, but there's got to be somebody in there going, man, I think my neighbor, he made me mad the other day, mowing and putting the grass all over my part of the sidewalk. Okay, I'm gonna show him what's up. I'm gonna show him who to mess with. I'm gonna go and cancel all of his debit cards, and cancel all of his credit cards, so that way he can't do anything. Exactly, J-Love. Don't trust them, right? And it's because of these type of agencies, this agency in particular. How can you trust somebody that's got all the information to everything and nobody's watching them? That's gotta be some weird and wild stuff. I mean, nobody's watching them. They can do anything that they want. And, and it's without any thought of any repercussions. Hang on a second here. I mean, think about what's going on here in YouTube. Okay. This wonderful platform that they allow us to be on. And it's the truth. They allow us to be on. Okay. Since our current president, Biden, came into office, he's pretty much disbanded everything that President Trump did while he was in office. Okay. And one of the things he undid was a ruling that you can't hold a platform liable for what people put on it. Okay, so if somebody's going on it and if somebody is going on it and is stating terrible things about another person, they can be there can be repercussions for that. But you can't hold Google Hangouts responsible for it, because Google Hangouts is only responsible for what they control, and they can't control what you say. They can only control what they do. Well, the law that kept that allowable, that they didn't have to watch what you were saying, President Biden rescinded, which is why you're having now YouTube go on there and you'll see them. And if they don't want you talking about a certain subject, they just delete it without you even knowing it or even saying anything. And that's because of the rule that Biden rescinded, of the law. Duke, when my son went to the military and the army, you should have seen the notebook they had and the people they interviewed. They even interviewed his dad and me. Yeah, well, they went around to my neighbors. Literally went to my neighbors and said, "What you know about this fool over there?" So, yeah, I believe it. If you notice, the past few years, we've been getting much of spring or autumn temps have been rising and dropping suddenly, and also season times have been changing or delaying. Yes, I have, Wolverina. I have noticed that. It's been really weird, because we have had days 95 degrees. Okay, it was hot. And then 3 days later, we're down in the 60s. Yes, I have noticed that, because it's like, what? It's almost summer. It's summer. And what the hell's going on? It should be in 90s every day. Just like back in the 70s, the CIA Family Jewels, the Oversight Committee, shit themselves when they found out a tiny infraction of what they were up to. Yeah. Yes, Monchi, that's the same thing. Same thing. Duke, that is like giving green flag to cyberbullying. Well, Wolverina, what it is, it's basically holding YouTube accountable for what you say. Which means if you get on and you were to say something really bad, okay, I'll just say that, really bad, okay, then somebody could come back and sue YouTube for what you said. And YouTube was like, how do we control what they say? So that is why that there's now censorship going on YouTube, because as soon as YouTube found out that now they could be sued for something that Patty said, J Love, Sandy, Nicole, Monchi, or you say, they can be sued for. So they said, no, 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 no. So they put in all of these little words, and anytime you say one of these words, their program, their computer, their the software that they use for YouTube has its own little censor program in it, and it goes and says, nope, you can't say that, and deletes you. And if a channel does something that they don't like, boom, they can delete you also. Oh, same for your son. He was in military intel. Yeah, and you have to have clearance, you know. I got a what is it? A level 3. Level 3, level 4. I think I have a level. No, I got booted up. Yes, I have a level 4. You're talking about Biden rescinding the policy. Yes. Yes, you know, and people can use that to their advantage. People can go on and say stuff. And if they get past the censors, sorry, another sneeze here. If they can get past the censors, then someone can go and then sue Google. And there's almost nothing they can do. So I understand it. I don't like it, because whatever happened to the First Amendment, freedom of speech? But at the same time, when you're talking about something like cyberbullying, then I understand it. I don't like it, but I do understand it. But anyway, let me go ahead here. Are you all aware of the time traveler from 2027? Has anybody, seen the videos on this supposed time traveler that literally says, the story behind it is he woke up one day in the hospital and there was nobody there. He got up from the bed, pulled everything out, got dressed, walked out the door in the hospital, and there was no one there. There were no doctors, no nurses, no people. He walks down the stairs in this hospital, and there's no one. He walks down into the main lobby area of the hospital, and there's nobody. He walks outside. There are cars there. There's electricity. There's internet. But there's no people. There's no animals. There's no birds. And he's walking around, and this is Valencia, Spain. And there's nothing going on. There's nobody in the streets. There's nobody driving their cars. Nothing. So the guy walks down the street, walks into a store, and there's no one. Could have walked out with anything. And there was nobody there. There's no security guards. There's no cashiers. Nothing. And so all this is videos of this guy going to different places, going to libraries, going to all over the place, and there's no people. And it's even got this one video of this guy walking into a Mercedes dealership, picks up a key, finds which car it is, and literally drives off the lot with their brand new Mercedes. And he's driving down the highway, and you can see video of him doing this, driving down the highway, and not a soul out there. Yes, Monchi, there is. But they were all saying that this goes to a completely different level of program design, and there's nothing that they currently have that can do what it would take to make everything, all the animals, birds, everything disappear. And so people have been talking about this. I mean, it was on the worldwide news. It's been all over the place, and people talking about this, because the guy even went as far to hide stuff, little keychains with little messages attached to it in various areas, and giving out the coordinates of these areas where it was. Yes, yes. Yes, Patty. And Omar Gosh TV. And Omar Gosh TV, by the way, has like 3.86 million subscribers to his channel. This guy is off the chain. If you haven't gone to Omar Gosh TV, oh my goodness, you need to go check him out. Okay, because here we talk about things. Okay, there he's actually able to, because I'm not able to. But he actually goes out and does this stuff and goes to these places. Well, because, you know, I mean, he makes a hell of a lot more money than I do, apparently. Because he's actually able to go out and check all these things out. And we will get into Omar Gosh. But you have to go to Omar Gosh in order to see his little rundown on what this all is. And the only thing he could come up with, I can't explain it. Hang on one second. Because Omar Gosh went through, blow my nose here. I didn't think you need to hear that. Omar Gosh goes through and looks at all the videos that are on TikTok, and literally runs down everything, and goes even so far as to have it checked out by some of his people, and comes back with, I can't explain this. But anyway, the guy went so far as to hide keychains in certain areas. And people from 2021 would go to these areas because he gives the coordinates and find these keychains. And so they're like, is this guy like in another dimension, on another, you know, how is this happening? You know, where's the connection? You know, how is he able to do this? In fact, let me just show you. This is probably the best thing to do, is just let me show you what one of these videos looks like. It's on TikTok, okay? Okay, now, yeah, let's just go with this one. Now I have the sound down because all it's doing is playing music because there's no sound. And if you see here, he's looking at, this is the Coliseum. Dude's walking down the little area here where all the shops are, and looking around, and there's no one. See, there's no security guard standing there at the door, but it's beautiful, beautiful architecture. There's nobody on the road. All these cars are out there. But not a single person. So we just go here. This is the guy at night. Again, no people, no anything. And this is all in Spanish. So it's another reason why. See, February on the desk, there's still the date, but here on the computer, 2027. So the computer says it's the 27th, 2027, but the calendar on the desk says 2021. Yeah, he's in Valencia, Spain. Okay, here he is walking into a store. Now here he is walking out on the street. Now here he is walking into the beach. And this is where I want you to pay attention to. Right here. Do you see this? First off, here's why it's fake. Okay? It's completely fake. Okay, it's number one. See those ships out there? If it had been, okay, because if they didn't erase this, if there had, that ship would be grounded. Literally, if nobody was in it, that ship would be grounded on land. Because with nobody driving the boat, in 6 years, that ship would be grounded. The second thing is, look at the beach. See all the footprints? They didn't erase the footprints. This was almost a complete scam he would have gotten away with if it wasn't for just small minor things like this. Footprints. There's no way in 6 to 7 years there would be this many footprints in the sand. It would have all been blown away. It would all been stream. Like right over here, all nice and smooth here. That's what you would have seen across here, all across here. And there's not footprint. That's all footprints that they forgot to erase. He almost had it. He came so close to just playing everybody for a fool. But it's footprints like this that he forgot to, didn't erase. And so that's why if you hear about it, it's a scam. Skies, what's going on? Sorry, I didn't see you there. We were kind of sharing that. Yeah, 0 people. Okay, Wolverina, I'm sorry. See you later. Be safe. Take care. Give us a call as soon as you can. What's up, Skies? So basically that's how it got shot down. That's pretty much it. That's how it got debunked. Because of that small thing there. Because you can go here to TikTok. Well, good. That's good to hear, Sky. That's real good to hear. See, TikTok is allowing young girls to name their body counts. What? Hold on, J Love. Hold on, J Love. What are you talking about? You need to clarify this here. TikTok is allowing young girls to talk about their abortions? No, it can't be. There's no way. You change your name, it seems pretty popular. Well, I like it. Skies. I like it. It's easy to say. Wow. Oh wow. Yeah, please do. How do you find out about this stuff? Come up here and show me and then share it with everybody. If you can. If you can't, that's okay. I mean, that's fine. But if you can, yeah, skies, it does roll right off the tongue. It's real easy. I mean, help a brother out here. I'm sure not everybody wants to go and listen to me go, you know. But yeah, so yeah, anyway, the 2027 time traveler is fake, but uh oh, you did your first dub video? Okay, cool. Going to put the coffee on. Patty, you don't have to do that for me. Like I said, this is a shorty today. I just felt I had to come on and had to let everybody know that everything was good. I just spending lots of time over there with G, and felt I needed to come over here and give my own channel just a little love. You know, I apparently sound like Dashy. Oh goodness, you slopped shellac on the lathe. Oh, no. See, Manchi, you start paying attention over here. Look what happens, man. See, that's it, man. I mean, woodwork, man, takes incredible amounts of concentration. Takes a whole lot of concentration. Well, I have to go check it out in a minute because it won't let me check it out now. Hold on, let me see here. Okay, here we go. There we go. Well, that was quick. You weren't kidding. That was quick. Well, it was quick, but I liked it. Denatured alcohol to the rescue, right? The bit I posted needs to be made aware to all parents. Yes. Jalen, it definitely needs to be made aware of to all parents. Yes, I agree, because that's not right. That's just not right. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. TikTok is degenerate communist trash. TikTok is degenerate communist psychological warfare that should be illegal. Okay, well, I guess yeah, it's Crowder. Okay, well let's take a look at that. That's how we can do it. I mean, I really liked, our queen of TikTok, Cool Nicole. I love watching her little clips. She's awesome. She is awesome on TikTok. But let's take a look here.
In 2020, look at this. 62% of users are between 10 and 29 years old, compared to just 7.1% 50 or older, which are, I'm sure, just watching the ones that are 10. Let's be honest. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
That's
perverts
terrible.
on that thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I don't
right.
put photos of my kid online.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's insane.
Well, people are creeps.
Creeps.
Speaking of which, join my OnlyFans page. I put stuff in me you wouldn't believe. It's stuff people
Right.
just mail
There
me
we
whatever
go.
you have.
Not
I'll
an
see
air
if it
horn,
fits.
but-
OnlyFans, Dave Landau.
It's a segment.
So, what kind?
Got monetized.
Oh my gosh.
Last week, someone mailed me an ear. So, what kind of videos are your youngest generation watching? Here are a few of the most popular trends and hashtags. Under the hashtag body count, trends. Jeez. Under the hashtag body count, trends encourage teenage girls to have sex with the most guys possible. That's great.
You was over me, and baby hurting me. You act like you ain't f***ing me. You try to shit on me, they heard that you ain't down for me. You where you wanna be, and this shit ain't no fantasy. The world.
$19 Fortnite card. Who wants it?
Oh my God. You weren't kidding. That's nuts. You're talking about 12, 14, 15, 16-year-old girls. And I don't want to go any lower than that because that would just totally just bomb. Yes, these young girls are going to have to get professional careers one day, go to school, everything like this, and carry that around forever. As long as TikTok is a viable social media entity, and try saying that 3 times. It tickled me. Then, yeah, they're going to have to carry that. Oh, you'd done 8 guys by the time you were 15. What the hell? That's a what the hell? And it gets much worse. How much worse does it? Yeah, the internet is forever. Going through this modernization of the digital age in America, yeah, you carry that forever. How you going to go up and say you want to be a lawyer, go to school, go to college, go to lawyer school, Get out, start looking for a job in a modern and state-of-the-art legal facility. Go up there for your interview, and the first thing the guy says is, "We notice some of your posting on a social media platform that has some interesting things to say about your behavior when you were like this." And going, thanks, but no thanks. You know? Yeah, or them talking about how many abortions have you had? Sky, I think if it's incest, I think if it's rape, or sexual assault, whatever you want to call it, however you want to soften the blows of what it really is, which is violence, or it's going to severely harm the mother's well-being, or it could even kill her, then yeah, then I don't like it, but I'm good with it. But I really can't have it because I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I don't even have a job, and all this other kind of stuff. No. This it's kind of like you go to a vet. Some vets will put your pet down because, you didn't have enough money to feed it. And they'll literally euthanize your pet because you didn't have enough money to feed it this week, and it's really in your way, and you can't have a wonderful nightlife without it. And yeah, the question is this the baby's fault? No. It's because you couldn't control yourself. Or because your parents, and I hate saying that, because that's just, that brings up another thing that I'm not even going to get into. Like your parents being too concerned with their own professional, personal lives and enrichment. They quit being a mommy and a daddy and start being your friend. Now, I'm sorry, but I mean, the thing about being a supervisor in a workplace environment is sometimes you have to give people bad news. And even if it is bad news, you got to do what you got to do. Well, just like being a parent, this made a quick turnaround here. So being a parent, sometimes you got to tell a kid no and mean it. And if you have to say no and they don't do it, then there has to be repercussions for it, because otherwise, when you get on the road and decide you want to drive 125, you understand that you're going to jail. If you get busted, you're going to jail for exceeding the speed limit by double. Yeah, it's called get a job, get a place, have a car. If you went out on Saturday night and you had consensual sex, it was all good and all lovey-dovey, and you had a great time, and the other person had a great time, wonderful. But if you get pregnant, then because you weren't taking care of something that's kind of important, like number one, if you're having consensual sex and it's a one-nighter, if there ain't no glove, there can't be any love. Come on. I mean, that's common sense. And you're going out and you're doing this, and it's somebody you're not married to. Make sure you take care of your own health. make sure you're on birth control. And if you don't, because you just had 15, 15 shots of tequila and you just decided you needed to be the wild child tonight. And it does happen. Yeah, put the child up for adoption. There's tons of people out there who can't have kids, who would love to have a child. Any child. Just to grow and raise them up there for their own with love. You know, giving them everything that they want, spoiling the crap out of them. Yeah. You know, of course, that's just my opinion. You know, and like everything else, and like I was telling somebody the other night, you know, if you're going to go on, you're going to put your life on a social media platform, which at first I didn't really even like that word, social media. I didn't really like that. But now that's what people identify it with. So you have to use it. Then people are going to comment on it. People are going to give you their opinion on what you're saying. Like people can come up and tell, write in the comment section, because I don't not put comments, not allow you to make comments, on any video on this channel. If you come up there and say, man, you're full of it. Okay. I don't necessarily like it, but I understand it. So it's cool. Yeah. Oh, you love the title? Thanks, guy. And yes, J-Love, you're right. Abortions can hurt a woman's body. And later in life, when they actually want to have children, especially with the man that they're in love with, that wonderful, beautiful man that they just absolutely love and adore, that they realize that he's going to stand up for them and take care of them, and they're not going to have to take care of him, then yeah, and you won't be able to. Yeah, Patty. Yeah, it is crazy. It can be absolutely insane when you find out that your son just created a child, a son or a daughter, and your son is only a son. He's not even a man yet, even though he thinks he is. And now he's created a baby, and he's like, well, I don't know what to do. Exactly. So why'd you do it? But yeah, but your grandson had nothing to do with it. It's just, I'm here. So you got to take care of it. You got to make sure he or she has the best life possible. And if you don't have a wonderful if the baby doesn't have a wonderful grandmother like Patty, then yeah, you should put it up for adoption so you can give it the best possible chance to have the best, most wonderful life. What's up, Pseudo? Good to see you, man. It's been a while. And yes, J-Love, I'm sure Patty just loves her grandson to death. And I'm sure she spoils him rotten. In fact, I'm pretty much sure I'd bet a paycheck on it that she spoils that kid rotten. Good for you. He was still in high school. His dad was, yeah, I imagine. I'd be kind of upset. I would. Well, Pseudo, other than my allergies, yeah, it's all right, man. Here lately, for me at least, work has been overwhelming, but it's all good. We're going to hang. They can try to bring us down, but not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Like all things, like everything and all things, it'll pass. Once you cut your own roots, and you won't have made the next generation because of the choices you made. Yeah, exactly, Sky. Yeah, Patty, you should be. Again, my opinion, but you should be. He's an amazing young man. Yes, he is. There's so much to say. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know that I can tell you this. I was adopted. I was left to die. So that's how my life started out. And put up for adoption. And was adopted 21 days later. I mean, they say my birthday is August the 1st. And then my second birthday is the day I became an actual person, because that's when I actually had a mom and a dad and a birth certificate. So, I do have, it's my little thing here is that if you get adopted, you have 2 birthdays. You have one the day you were born, and then you have the one the day that you became a baby with a family. Oh, Patty, I don't know about how good I turned out. Let me tell you something. It was a bumpy road when I got here. Very bumpy road before I got here. Before I came up to who I am now is not who I was. About 20 years ago, nobody here would have liked me at all. I mean, you're talking about a butthead. Oh yeah, I was that butthead. But I came out of it, survived, and now I'm much better. And and the crazy thing is, yes, J-Love, you're right. I was brought into a happy home and raised pretty well. I gotta say, I mean, I can tell you this. I had a Christmas. Okay. I had a Christmas where I was given a catalog of toys and told to look up and find every toy that I wanted. Every toy that I wanted. And I went through this catalog and I selected every toy I wanted or I thought I would have fun playing. And on Christmas Day, I woke up and I got them. Every single one of them. I was spoiled rotten. Good night, Sandy. Yeah, God bless you. Thanks for coming by, Sandy. I appreciate it. So I had some great parents. I really did. I had some great parents. They had their issues like everybody does, that I was unable to see at the time. But overall, yeah, it was good. It was good. Well, Pseudo, I wish I knew my roots. I don't. But I know who my parents are now. And I can't say I would have traded them. I can't say that at all. But yeah, they were pretty good. They were pretty good. Overall, I would say they were really good, And then I went and messed it all up and got this all crazy thing inside my head where I wanted to travel the world. And I got to do that. But man, that part was unreal. That's got to be for a private conversation on a private chat. Oh, Skies, I'm sorry to hear that. But it's cool. Your grandmother raised you and spoiled you rotten. That's cool. That's cool. Right, Pseudo? That's it, man. No matter how bad a hand you get dealt, at some point when we're adults, we have to accept these facts, deal with it, yeah, and carry on. Yes, you're right. You're right, man. Some of us, though, do, and some of us don't. From those that I've seen here on YouTube, didn't. Never felt right anytime I left Texas. You know, Monty, that's interesting you say that. It's interesting you say that. Because, man, I've been all over the place. I've been all over. I've been to places I don't even remember being in. But it just never felt. It didn't feel like home. Some way, somehow, Texas has always felt like home. I don't know why, because it's a big open state, and man, it's changing and moving so fast now. It's unreal. I mean, literally, people from California moved here, increased the house prices by probably over 120,000. Like, there are houses now you could have purchased 10 years ago for like, oh goodness, for like 175 grand that you can't touch today for any less than 325. In fact, there's not many houses you can go out and buy now on the market that are under 325,000. Most are more. I was looking at real estate the other day, and some of the houses I was looking at didn't look worth over $100,000, and their price tag was $425. And I'm just looking at it, it's like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding. There's no way that house is worth that much, but that's what it's selling for. I'm the oldest. No, most of my brothers and my dad had with other women, yet I don't know or talk to my father. He chose to help everyone but me. Yeah, I get the gears from my brother when I say my dad is. Yeah. Texas was your grandpa's birth state, and he was Dominican. Well, you know, the good thing is just about everybody's welcome here in Texas that are American. You know, and if you're not, then you have to go through the process of becoming an American. And if you're just coming over here from wherever you were just to be over here to get the free stuff, then you got to go. I mean, that's just, that is the law, you know, and that's something that they're struggling right here, right now with immigration. You know, I mean, when you've got 15,000 children, and that have no parents, and who walked across the sand, through the bushes, through the weeds, avoiding the snakes, to get here to America, wanting a better life for themselves, and get picked up because they're illegal, that they're not supposed to be here, they weren't born here. The law says they have to go back. But how do you take an 11-year-old child and send them back with no parents to go to? And you certainly don't send them back. I mean, yeah, if you're heartless, yeah, you can send them back to have them become slaves, abused, sold. But how do you take and send a kid back with no mom or no dad? And so that's the situation that our government is currently dealing with. What do you do with them? The law says you have to send them back. Your heart says we can't send back a little kid that's got no parents. What do you do? What do you do? And so that's what Texas and New Mexico and California and Arizona are all dealing with. What do you do with the children? Because the parents, the adults, yeah, you can do that. Give them their day in court, and if they're allowed to stay, then they're allowed to stay. If they're not, then you send them back. But you can't do that with a kid. And Biden wants to just make them all. Everybody can come across. Everybody can become an American, and just let them just come. But I don't know how you do that. I mean, well, I'll tell you one thing. None of the businesses that are currently posting signs outside the side that says, "So service is slow, sorry, nobody wants to work." You certainly wouldn't have that problem if they came over because they'd want a job and they would work. And yeah, I agree with you. Our infrastructure can't handle that. Shoot, have you driven out in a city lately? Were you able to get too far before you got caught in a traffic jam? Our infrastructure already can't handle that. Can't handle those who are here. One moment. So how do you deal with that? You need a green card. A green card is just a card that's a legal immigrant. It's from the U.S. Immigration Services. And it just gives you and says it's kind of like a driver's license, actually. I mean, you can use it for the same thing. But then again, yes, there's so many businesses out there that says now hiring, and people don't want to go to work. But the reason they don't want to go to work is because this little thing called Corona, that you can't say if you're a monetized channel, but since I'm not, I can say Corona here all day. And because during Corona, that people are making what, $1,200 a month, being paid by the government, our taxes, and along with unemployment. If you're getting $1,000 a month in unemployment, you're making $2,500 a month. Now, for a single individual, $2,500 a month, no taxes taken out. Yeah, you can live with that. $1,200 a month for a rent for an apartment, and then food and everything else. Now you're not rich by any means, but you're able to stay at home and play video games all day and have internet and electricity and food. And you got it going on. Because really, you don't need a car because you can order groceries, shop at Amazon, and do everything you need to do without ever leaving the four walls of your apartment. So it's all good. You really don't like the word illegal immigrant or illegal immigration. It's been overused. Yes, it has. But what else do you call it? Aliens? Illegal aliens? Because they used to use that word. Personally, I think the word aliens has been overused. Because if you've noticed in the news here lately, they're talking more and more about unidentified aerial phenomena, which is what the word UFO was. But now it's unidentified aerial phenomena. Then, I think that word's been overused. And what other word should be used? I don't know. How come America never admitted that they're a multiracial country? I thought that's what we were. People at one time from all walks of life, people who were born here, people who came from Canada, people who came from we've used and abused every other country that's come here. African Americans, you used and abused them. Came from Ireland, used and abused them. Came from all walks of Asia, used and abused them. Seems to me like a country of 200 years has, yes, become a melting pot. I agree. But we used and abused every single other person who was born in another country who come here. We use and abuse them till they figure out how to defeat it, and then once they do, they become an accepted part of this crazy country. Thanks, J-Lo. No, you can just go ahead and let them and hide them, J-Lo. Well, I got a troll. That's cool. That's very cool. I didn't know I stood out enough now where I get a troll. That's awesome. Admitted. Crossing immigrants. But are they crossing, though? I don't know. I'll think about that, Skies. I'll think about that. The thing I wonder is our president going to be able to get out of bed in the morning? I actually think about that. That guy, I don't know. Somebody needs to give him some help to just. It almost looks like somebody needs to give that man some help walking. My question, Patty, to that would be, When did becoming a politician mean it's your life's work? You know, I like the fact that you have a president that's experienced. Okay, we'll use that word, experienced. But at the same time, you don't want somebody that's gosh, 900 years old. Because there becomes a time when it experienced becomes too dadgum old. I mean, just too dadgum old in order to accept the stress. Think about this. This man makes all the decisions and accepts the responsibilities of everything. Think about that. I mean, you got a war going on right now in Gaza, which is a strip of land that Israel overtook like 60 years ago and made their own. And they're in a war. And people are dying over there. And so the entire world's going, well, Biden, what you going to do about it? It's like, what? What are you talking about? And they're like, well, there's a war going on over here. What you going to do about it? Well, and I mean, we all agree that, Israel is a religious country where a large amount of us have belief and faith in, and is the birthplace in that area, at least, of Jesus Christ. And so we hold a special alliance to them, but there's all the leaders in the world, all these different leaders, Russia, China, Japan, all these different leaders, and they all turn around and go, okay, Biden, what you going to do? I'm sorry, but that's a lot of work, Yeah, the Palestine, Armenia is getting invaded by the Turks. And everybody turns around and goes, okay, Biden, what you going to do? That's a lot of stress. That's a lot of pressure. Because Biden's got to be going, what can I do about them? Why can't they handle their own business? Why can't these people work it out? Why can't, and you're looking at me? I don't know if I'd want to be a president. I don't know. That's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, and you're expected, not people think you could or people think you can't. You're expected to make a difference, which means it's not about hit or miss. You got to do something, and you got to do the right thing. And the right thing may not always be what a lot of people want, or what a lot of people believe is the right thing. But that's what you're expected to do. Hats off to anybody who's a president, and that's the other thing that makes me go, okay, why would anybody spend $100 million? Okay, $100 million for a $400,000 a year job. Even the most basic kid in accounting 101 in high school knows paying $100 million for $400,000 is stupid. That makes no sense in any accounting in any way, shape, or form, especially with that much pressure on you. Why would you want to do that? It don't make any sense at all. None. But I will say this. Trump was in office, spent his own money, a lot of his own money, not all of it. I'm sure he had a good amount. But over the time that he was president, made $1.4 billion. Is that why? And Patty, that's a possibility. Oh, hang on. That was my lovely, wonderful BG. But people that voted for Biden really voted for Harris. Patty, that's very possible. You know, I would love it. If you could find, I don't know what you would call it. If you could find an amazing woman who had the heart and desire to be the president of the United States, hats off. Hats off to her. You know, um, I would. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see a woman as president, regardless of nationality, what the color of her skin is. You know, I think if you found an intelligent, well-rounded, well-centered individual, woman, that had the heart and desire to want to be president, I think she should. I hope that everybody would be able to see that and be able to support that. Because I don't know who could run, who could be president and run it the way everybody thinks that they should. But I know there's certain things that I know that people expect out of a president. And I don't know how you can expect anything out of it, because that would drive me freaking crazy. But I'd love to see it. Sure. Everybody's crying about their income taxes being lower than usual, maybe because Trump wanted us to have more in our paychecks, our income tax checks. Let me tell you something. I had to pay, because I did file my taxes, and I hope everybody did file their taxes on time. But I had to pay. So I don't know about lower refund checks, because I don't get refunds. So there's that. And mine was higher than normal. So there's that. You know, most women are too emotional to be president. I don't know who could. You know, I don't know. And I don't know who would want that job. Because right now, I mean, not only are people going nuts, but the entire world seems to be going nuts. Freaking crazy. Kayla McCanny would be a great president. I don't even know who she is. So I'm down with it. You know, if you want to be president, go right ahead. I don't want no part of it. Hillary is just pure evil. Yeah, I tend to believe you, Monchi, on that one. Seriously do. Evil from the word go. You know, Patty, I wasn't going to say anything. We should not feel bad about not getting a big refund. Why let the government use your money all year? But that's my whole thing. That's why I had to pay. That's why I have to pay, because I don't get a refund check. Okay, I don't see why anybody should give the government a 1-year loan on their money free with no interest. Because that's what they're doing. They're basically giving the government a 1-year interest-free loan on their money. That's theirs. I don't do that. So I pretty much have 6. I claim 6 on my W-4. My wife, my dog, my cat, my goldfish, my chicken, and my, what else? Oh, and my hippo. So I claim 6 because I don't want to give the government an interest-free loan for a year. They certainly don't give me one when they tax me when I get paid, when they tax me at the store, when they tax me for the car I drive down the street, when they tax me for the gas that I put in the car, and when they tax me for parts that I use to keep it running. Well, this must be boring everybody to death who's watching, listening to this. But for me, it's a stimulating conversation. She was organized, really, very intelligent. Hey, I pretty much hate both sides, and they're lesser of two evils. You know, so the thing about our current vice president that worries me is Kayla Harris in the past has believed in socialism and Marxism. Had to sneeze there. Kayla has believed in socialism and Marxism. And that bothers me. I didn't get a refund either. I think in the past 6 years, I received one refund. It was under $50. Kayla, Patty, it was like, well, that'll buy me half a tank of gas. I agree with you, J-Lo. Yeah, socialism and Marxism. I mean, the next step is communism. Plus all city and state taxes we pay. I pay all taxes in the city I work in, but I don't even live there. Right, Patty? Right? Oh, and if you live near a place of learning, you pay more taxes for that. And that's another thing here. You just made me think about, Patty. We have kids who have been at home learning on the computer. All their classes are streamed on the computer. Okay? Why are we paying taxes for a building when our children are being taught in their own home? And does that mean that the taxes we pay for our school taxes are going to be any less? Because if you ask me, we should be getting a school tax benefit of X amount of dollars, depending upon how many kids we have in our home in school, because they're not going to a building anymore. They're being streamed online, and it's been that way for some kids for 18 months. Yeah. Truly done with politics, looking at geopolitics. Peter's I have and retired George Friedman. Cool. I have to do that, Pseudo. I'm definitely done with politics. Nothing but hypocrisy and controversial involved. Yeah, it is. When our president Trump just saying can hire his entire family to work in the government and he pays them well. Yeah, that sounds like a conflicts of interest. Because what are you going to do? I mean, most people wouldn't fire their wife or their brother. Most people wouldn't do that. So it's pretty much once you get in, okay, what can I do? What can't I do? And then it's what do I want to do? And finding out where all that lays. And then going, do I think my brother would fire me if I did this? And going, nope, I'm good. And going and doing what you wanted to do. University and colleges are now getting rid of freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior because it's sexist. Oh, you're kidding me. J-Love, why are you bringing this crazy stuff up? There's no, what are you talking about? Not that it's crazy, but that's crazy. The freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior is sexist now. What do they call you? Year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4? Starting to pay, paid a little, paid a lot. Oh, paid everything, and now we're letting them go. Well, Pseudo, I'll have to check that out. Geopolitics. J-Love, you're kidding. I just made that up. Yep, they're calling it first year, second year. You're kidding. Wow, you're not kidding. Oh, that's nuts. So everything has to be softened. All the edges have to go. You know, because you associate freshman with somebody you can mess with. And a sophomore is somebody who's finally figuring out. And then a junior, well, the junior... oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. I'm supposed to be making you guys think, not you guys making me. Oh, my goodness. I must be totally out of it. In fact, I probably am, because all I do is focus on work and what I need to do and what needs to be done. And is it done the right way? And is it... Because rules for this, rules for that, rules for everything. My goodness. Yeah, just like the chairman is chairperson. Well, that's kind of cool. You know, chairperson. Workman's comp is now workers' comp. Yeah. Well, skies, it sounds like there's a generation like 1, 2 back that have decided that they want to rename everything. Pseudo, I've renamed all the rooms in my house. Master bedroom. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Oh, because you can't have bedroom and master bedroom. That's definitely racist. So you need something else. Bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3, and the big bedroom. I guess. I don't know. Biggest bedroom, big bedroom, big bedroom, tiny bedroom. Oh, goodness. Okay. I got to get back to paranormal here because people are probably bored to death. I want man or men in my life. Now you want a partner or many partners in your life. Now, Patty, no longer a man. You want a partner. Guys, this generation has this newest generation has done a lot of softening, made things less critical. Some of it's not bad. I like the softening of words to an extent. But the fact is, like in the animal kingdom, there's predators and there's prey. And predators eat the grass. Prey eats the grass, and the predators eat the prey. There's a chain of things here. And it's all in the big walk of life. So, I mean, when it comes down, you can soften whatever you want. No, J-Love, you didn't mess anything up. Nothing at all. No, nothing at all. It's a summer of love. Okay, here we go. This is the summer of love. No, not right. This is the summer of love. That's a little better. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Patty is ready for the summer of love with her partners. There you go. That works. Oh, goodness. But to the extreme of one direction we go, the next generation will come on and they'll shift it back. It's what seems to happen. We don't seem to be able to go a new direction. Yes, that is. Like I have, the one that I've used before. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, YouTube proudly brings to you. See? Oh, J-Love, we need to. We are the hunters, and they're the hunted. Yeah, I agree, Pseudo. Everybody's been pented up all winter long here. People need to get out in the sunshine. Less clothing, couple drinks, get relaxed, enjoy the outside, the outdoors. Realize you don't have to wear a freaking mask. You don't have to wear a freaking mask, and just kind of soak it all in and kind of relax. Work them muscles, work that neck, back and forth, and just kind of loosen up a little bit and chill, roll around in the grass, smell the earth, smell the wind, feel it rustling in the hair on your head. Look up to the sky, see the blue sky. Oh, J-Love, that's awesome. Let's go streaking with our masks, without our masks this weekend. Oh, J-Love, I'm sure there's a couple of us in here, me included, that if we went streaking down the street without our masks, we could get shot. Oh, not because we were doing anything wrong, but for me it would be like, oh my God, there's a polar bear running down the street. And there's some of us who would probably be running down the street streaking without a mask and would have a line of cars following them going, hey, what is that? Hey, how you doing? So, yeah, let's bring back skinny dipping. Oh yeah, that's it. They do have a lake here called Lake Travis. And they have a place called Hippie Hollow. See the happy little tree in the happy little forest. Right? As Bob Ross, right? That's what Bob Ross would say. Everybody, see the happy little tree in the happy little forest. Oh, God. I love Bob Ross. That man's amazing. And I think he was a drill sergeant before his painting programs, who have become a cult, really. You talk about a cult, okay? That's been a cult. That has become a cult, the Bob Ross cult, where people, well, the good thing is he made so many of those little painting videos that you can go start out at season 1, and by the time you get to season 26, you've seen this whole man's life evolve, where he's gone from a young guy with a fro to an old man. It's amazing. It really is. But by the time you see the season 26, episode 8, you completely forgot what season 1, episode 3 was. So you can go back and watch it all again, and it's like brand new. Really, it's like that. They could run a false flag event and try to lock us down again. Yeah, they could. Fortunately for me, when I was 11, I was at the beach. A wave crashed down, lost my tops and bottoms, and you wouldn't come out of the water until you found. Oh, Jayla, that must have been awful. That must have been terrible. That had to be terrible. Oh, goodness. I wouldn't come out of the water either. For some, I wouldn't want to surprise anybody. And for others, I wouldn't want to shock anybody. Jayla was probably going, there's men up there watching. There's men up there watching. I wouldn't blame her at this point. Oh, you were just evolving. It was awful. I bet it was. Oh, goodness, I bet it was. Anyway, okay. My nephew and I back and forth about Bob Ross. Put a little flower here. And this happy little tree has a friend. Death. Surprise, sucker. Yeah, I got it, Sky. I got it. Oh, God. You guys are cool. You guys are awesome. Okay, now for my last one here. I don't think I have many others. I might show you a photo that was pretty freaky. But I've got one here. And I believe that some people have superpowers. Maybe not bulletproof or nothing like that, but I believe some have superpowers. So this video I want to show you of a man with an interesting superpower. So watch it and check this out, because you're going to freak out. This is a wild superpower.
While it may sound hard to believe, skeptics will have a hard time disproving it after watching the clip. Take a look. This seemingly impossible event is captured by a security camera overlooking a skate park. If we watch it again, the man stands still for a moment. He raises his arms out wide as a small but visible cyclone forms where he stands. While others panic and move away, the man moves slowly, giving the viewers the impression he's not at all worried about the strong winds. Debris and other objects nearby seem to be impacted by the strong winds as the man walks around the small area. It then looks like he goes into a nearby building and the wind moves with him.
Okay. Now check this out. That wind was so strong that if you look over here, that's a piece of the roof. And here, where the guy was just standing, who's now here, but that's a piece of the roof that has come off. That's how strong of a cyclone that it looks like.
Though he's no longer visible,
he
the winds
created.
continue to focus on the building, working away at it until a portion of the roof is blown clear off. Although it seems impossible, the small cyclone appears to have moved with the man. The man's strange stance and calm demeanor seem to suggest the winds were somehow being controlled by him. Although this sort of power should be impossible outside of the world of fiction, this clip begs viewers to reconsider just what is truly possible in this world. Love to hear your opinions on what's going on in this mysterious footage in the comments section below.
No, Sudo, you didn't miss all. There's one other one I want to show. I need to be heard by more people. If I get to 1K subs, I will support you on my community post. Well, J-Lo, thank you. That's very nice of you. Very nice of you. Hey, Hurricane Man, whatever you want to call it. Sudo said he was high. He was reacting to the wind and just decided to go with it. But what's amazing is, okay, and what's spooky about that whole thing is the dude was spinning around, okay, and yeah, and he definitely went with it, but that wind was so strong it ripped off part of the roof next to, I'm assuming it's a bathroom, right? Literally ripped off part of the roof of the bathroom he was in. And then when he went out, you can see at the end, when he went out and went around to the end, the roof was so strong that it ripped off that portion of the roof. So that was like, whoa. So is it a superpower? Could be. But I don't know. Just like the one part of the video that I will get to by Omar Gosh, and hopefully he doesn't mind that I show it. If he does, I'll get a message saying you can't do that, So who knows? This may or may not even stay up. This whole stream may or may not stay up. But just in case, because I could always stop the whole video, the whole stream here. I wanted to show you this little part about Robert the doll. Because this definitely cannot be denied or explained. I haven't really watched all of it, so maybe we'll just watch some of it together. But this will give you a better understanding of just how crazy this haunted doll, probably the most haunted doll there is, anywhere on the planet. This is it.
I try to get on video so you can see, but I mean, he's going to be playing the Ouija board with Robert the Haunted Doll, and he didn't even ask permission. If you watch my previous video, I mentioned something about asking permission, and you have to ask permission. In fact, before I even show you the real Robert the Haunted Doll, make sure you ask permission first to be able to see him. And the reason why I tell you to do that is because you have to ask permission to even shoot a picture of him. So a lot of people had bashed me in the comments. They were like, you never asked permission. Well, here's the thing. I did ask permission. It's just, it wasn't on camera because I had to ask permission first. So we're going to do an explore video. I'm going to show you around the Fort East Martello Museum. It does happen to be haunted. One of the main reasons why it's haunted is because of Robert the Haunted Doll. There's also other dolls here. There's a dollhouse, and they say that all those dolls are haunted as well. I'm going to show those to you. This is going to be so cool. Now I have this entire fort to myself. Jay is spending time with the doll, and we're going to go see him here in a second. I just wanted to show you around a little bit. This is a really awesome spiral staircase. This is a museum, so they're always adding things. And hey, if you want your chance to have your own replica version of Robert the Haunted Doll, make sure to watch to the end of this video because I'm going to be doing a giveaway.
I wouldn't.
The Fort East Martello Museum is
I don't want to replica Robert the Doll.
I have not seen any of these on eBay. And
that is what he looks like.
Because they got it
but
here.
No.
Yeah, see, last time I was here, they did not have, I don't know what this is for. I'm not even going to touch it. Could have some meaning to it, you know, like, whoa, what is that? But we have these sculptures in here. That looks like Medusa over there. Let me know if you do see or hear anything here, because there is a chance that we could hear things. We have this whole place to ourselves. So if you hear something, it's either Jay or my friend Gene, or it could be a spirit. And I know that Gene and Jay are, oh, you're gonna hear some airplanes too, because we're right by the Key West airport. But other than that, this place is pretty quiet. Yeah, check out that view. Well, not of the airport, but right there. Such a pretty day today in Key West too. You can see the water. The water's like beautiful. It's really clear. I would fly my drone, but you can't fly a drone within 5 miles of an airport. Yeah, I'd probably get gunned down real quick. And I could get in major trouble. So yeah, if you see any drone shots in this video, it's probably of a different key. It's a ton of keys. And the keys are just a bunch of islands on the southern tip of Florida. If you're wondering how far
Here we go.
These are letters asking Robert to forgive them because they took pictures without permission. See, all of these, this is legit. If you don't ask Robert's permission, I just noticed something. I didn't even ask permission right now. Oh, Robert, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Look, I'm here in person. I'm sorry. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, this is, you don't want to play with this. No. Like, this is for real, dude. I'm gonna test it out. This doll that I asked to come into, you know, the spirit of Robert to come into here is real. Like, if you follow my daily vlogs, I've had some real stuff that's been happening. And I mean, it's nothing like crazy where, you know, it's just really bad luck. Like, I had him in a van of mine, and it's crazy because I went on a road trip before that without him, and my van was just fine. Of course, when I bring him along, my van broke down 3 times, and I even had to leave it in Georgia to get fixed at one point. So this is legit, guys. Make sure you ask him permission before you take his picture. Jay did something crazy. He took a picture completely disrespecting him, and he put it on Instagram. Go check out his Instagram so you can see that. Like, it was so ballsy. I mean, dude, look, this guy's just taking pictures. Got it. Yeah. Hey, I like the shirt.
Thanks, man. You got to rep the merch.
Let me see the back. Whoa, check that out.
Oh, yeah, you got one too.
Yeah, I do got one, see?
Yeah, see, maybe Robert will like us now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think he likes me to begin with. No.
But anyway, you know, I don't know Sky. I don't know if he's faking it or what, but I know this. Robert is real. Did you see the look in his eyes, man? He's not joking. Yeah. Pseudo, I like that. Tesla quote, the day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. Yeah, I agree. And you know, and Omar Gosh may be faking it, It's very possible. I mean, look, we've got a lot of people faking a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. But, you know, Robert the Doll is the real stuff. You know, Robert the Doll is something that nobody should play with. You know, it's just like a Ouija board. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay. And Robert the Doll is another thing that is just something you just don't mess with. Whatever rules they say you have to go by it. Okay. Because just like he said, he had a Robert the Doll replica. And asked the spirit to come into that his little replica, and his van broke down 3 times. I mean, come on. I mean, that ain't YouTube. That's real. You know, yeah, that's just real stuff. You know, that people just don't, you know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, you know, that we don't understand, you know, in this life, you know, like the guy who created a cyclone around him, like other things, you know. I mean, it's just something you don't understand. But if you don't understand it, don't mess with it. If you don't know how to drive, don't get behind the wheel of a car and start it up. Why? Because you're going to get hurt. You know, or you're going to hurt someone. You know, it's just nothing you should be messing with. Nothing you should play with. I would mess with the unknown if I thought it would produce good, but I wouldn't mess with something that is said to be negative. Why? Well, yeah, why? You could sense the vibe from it, man. It's nothing you want to play with. You know, I mean, you saw, I mean, even with Oh My Gosh, I mean, you were looked at all the letters who were saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. People playing, and Robert the Doll is not playing. You know, I don't know what it is. I haven't a clue what it is that's in Robert the Doll. I don't think anybody does. But I know this. If you mess with him, oh, he's going to mess with you. He's, you know, there are repercussions for not taking it seriously. And it's not just one person. It's hundreds, possibly even thousands of people who are sorry they didn't say, and it's only what, 5-10 seconds? Robert, may I have permission to stand next to you and take a photo? That's what, 5-10 seconds? Would have saved you a whole mess of trouble. I mean, a mess of trouble if you just play by the rules. You know, and some people, well, I don't believe in this. I don't believe it. Let me tell you something. If you don't believe in it, that's okay, because he believes in you. And he will let you know that, okay. Exactly, Pseudo. Because why? Because that's stupid. That would be stupid. That's why I could say, when I have been ghost hunting and I have hunted for ghosts, and I was hunting for human beings without bodies. Okay, that's what a ghost, in essence, really is. It's a person without a body. Whether they passed peacefully, unpeacefully, not peacefully, whether they passed when they were old or when they were young, whatever the case, it's a human being that doesn't have a body. When you're talking about things, evil spirits, you're talking about demons, stuff like that. Man, I don't have a clue. Even an evil spirit is there's nice people and there's not nice people. And sometimes a quote unquote evil spirit is just not a nice person without a body. When you're talking about demons, I don't know. Do you live next to any? Well, you hold on. You might say, yeah, my neighbor. But I'm saying, when you talk about demons, man, ain't none of us got a clue what a demon is. Truly. When I was managing the complex, this one girl moved out and she was very strange. So the exterminator felt creepy in the apartment. So we burned sage, performed the ritual. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or even, the other one there is, with burning sage, is literally go and getting holy wood, not Hollywood, holy wood that's been blessed by a priest, that's tied and wrapped, 3 pieces of wood together, wrapped with cloth, wrapped with hemp rope, all natural, blessed by a priest, holy wood, and burned. And, and kind of like sage, it burns real slow. There's lots of smoke and everything. And that really, of course, now that's pretty ancient thing. But sage seems to work almost as well, really. And burning sage and doing that and getting all the spirits out. But I have noticed that some things like sage just makes demons, well, the strong ones, angry. But when you're burning holy wood, that makes them not want to allow you to be able to light it up. Literally, it won't let you light the wood on fire. Yeah, sage and salt. Yeah. Anything like they do any one of the elements. Sage is of the earth, salt is of the ocean. Can generally clear out an area. Yeah. Patty didn't make you feel any different, but the pest control person could have just been more sensitive with that, or it could have just been nonsense. But if they did feel better about it and got the work done, it's all good, because it made them able to get it accomplished so you could rent it back out. You're able to smoke sage because you're mixed Native American. Well, that's cool. That's cool, Sky. Yeah, we Lissa's Native American also, but I believe she's full Native American. Check out Bishop James, read his about description. You might enjoy him. Bishop James? Is that an actual church association being Bishop James? Or is that just his name? Then blow the steam from the sage into the places. Huh. Might want to. Definitely. That'd be a good way to apply the sage, the smoke. Yes, she's into the whole crystal and sage thing. You respect her. Cool. I have to check that one out. In fact, I'm going to type that in now. Oh, goodness. Oh man, there's all kinds of stuff here. Interesting. Coolness. Wow. Yes, sage is very sacred. Yeah, it really is. And that's why it has the effect it does on so much. So do I. I love the smell of sage. Love it. You know, like I said, we burn it once a week and literally smoke the house up with sage. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that. Oh, yeah. If you have to use it, you learn a lot about sage and how to use it and what it's good for and what it means to people and where they got it from and why they use it. Or at least I believe, my opinion, that you should. You don't just use something and go away. You've got to get some background behind it, what it's for, why, who thought of it, why did it work, why does it work, so you have a full idea of what you're doing, and you're doing it for the right reasons that you're expecting results from. Anyway, guys, this stream has been a little longer than I even thought it was going to be. Really? 1,000 years? Thousands of years. Well, it's a plant, so yeah. Has it been used for thousands of years? Yeah. There's lots of sage around, but it's been around a long time. And there are people who grow sage and wrap it up and use it for just such a thing. But like I said, it's been a good video. I really enjoyed having everybody here and really talking to you. I'm planning on coming back next week and doing this again with some more, hopefully, interesting stuff for you guys. So I thank all of you, Skies, Patty, J Love, Nicole, Sandy, Pseudo, Wolverina. Oh yeah, this is lots of fun. But guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me till God knows what time it is right now. Yes, Patty, I will. I will definitely. But thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming by. I mean, like they say, wouldn't be able to do it without you. I wouldn't be able to. I don't think I could sit here and talk to myself for 2 hours. Well, I may for half an hour, but that's about it. Anyway, you guys, thanks. Be careful. God bless you.